Hey, what is up, guys? It is Harrison, and this video is going to look very different than my normal videos because I'm actually going to be doing live training in here. So if you're starting out in 2020, do not do anything on your profile until we go over the bare basics. This is literally going to walk you through step by step on how to build your profile and stuff like that. This is probably going to be a little bit longer of a video, and I'm going to give you guys some examples of some good profiles and bad profiles as well, and common mistakes people make. So make sure you stay tuned till the end to make sure that you get everything out of this video that you could possibly learn. So right off the bat, my name is Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur, and as you guys could see right up there, I have my profile up, and you guys can kind of get an idea of what a converting and selling profile looks like. So right off the bat, there's a couple things that you guys are going to realize about my profile. I've spent a lot of time on my profile. I mean, a significant amount of time, but a lot of my connections and a lot of my business comes from this. So because of that, I need to spend a lot of time on there. Now, in here, you're going to see some different things. Right off the bat, we obviously have a name, right? This is my headline right here. We have my background image, all things that are customized directly to not only my target market and my audience, but I'm going to go over some of the things that people are doing and not doing in here that people could begin to see and things like that. So let's go through it, right? The most important thing right off the bat is a headshot, right? You need to have an up-to-date headshot. So this is the full size of my headshot. This is now the crop, so if I needed to move myself around, I can move myself around. But, you know, I'm not going to do anything right now to it, but you can add some filters in here if you wanted to get a little, a little crazy or something like that. Just certain little things that'll help add to your picture, especially if you don't have the best picture right off the bat. You can come in here. You can adjust different things like the contrast and whatnot. There's just a lot of different features to play around with. This is all super new. This used to never be available. But for right now, I'm not going to change anything on my profile picture. I happen to really like my profile picture right now. I do have a new one on the way, but for right now, this is perfect. The reason why it's perfect is because of a couple different reasons. One, it's a professional picture. Two, it has my company logo on it. And three, I'm smiling. It's welcome, it's warming, things like that. Super important. Number two is going to be your headlines. Not your headlines, sorry, your background. Background has to be done right. So I went on a software called Canva. It's totally free. If you go up here, you can go in, you can grab Canva, and you guys can say, hey, you know what? This is what I want to do. This is what I want to edit and stuff like that. There's a ton of free stuff in here. You can go in there, make all of that how you guys want to make it. Totally up to you. Now, I made this completely customized. Up to you. If it's not going to be completely customized, go on a company like Pexels. And in there, you guys will be able to see, different background images. And if you just search, let's say you're a car salesperson. Let's say you're selling a Ford, right? Search Ford. There you go. There's a bunch of new cars, right? Everybody knows that this is a Mustang. This is an older car, right? Older Mustang, I should say. But it's going to convey what you do to people. So do yourself a favor. Find a good background image. I preach about it a lot in my videos, but that's the easiest way to do it. I literally just showed you how to go find it, right? If you're in, I don't know, let's say you are selling medical supplies, right? There's medical supplies. Maybe not medical marijuana, but there's medical supplies. There's pills. There's all of these different things, right? A little bear. Whatever it is that you need to do or you need to portray, you can do that. If you're in international shipping, right, this is a great image for you guys to have as a background because people understand that those are shipping containers and those are boats that are going to be moving them. Now, to the next part of your profile. Down here, you're going to see something that not everybody has. In here, this is going to be for recruiters to find, right? So I'm looking for different things, more so contract-based stuff where I could help somebody with social media marketing and things like that. And then in here, you're going to see things that I'm offering. So this is a part of LinkedIn Pro Finder. If you want, go check that out. But this is like the last kind of stuff. But you can see that under my profile. So if you go visit it, right, this is public and this is only recruiters. Next, you have your About. So I'm in the process of re-sculpting this right now, but it says, hey, actually, let me go through here. You'll see it a little better. Hey, I'm Harrison. I'm the founder of Barron Media Group and a creator of a LinkedIn success course. Kind of just tells you guys a little bit about me, what I do, how I help people. These are links to all my websites. So in here, you guys can see the company, right? You'll be able to go there. You can click on my company. In here, you'll also be able to see my other company. And then in here, you'll also see my podcast that people can go listen to. So it's just a resource for people to go in, see what you're working on. They can go check you out. If they're really interested in learning more about you, they can go right there and they could get more information. It's that simple. Next is going to be your dashboard. Nobody sees this. This is not public, but you can see how many people have viewed your profile, how many search appearances you've had, how many article views you've had, and all that kind of stuff. Next, you're going to have your article. You're going to have any activity that you're doing. This is all going to change on a regular basis. So if you are somebody that's very active on here, you're going to see constantly new stuff on here. If you're not very active on here, this is not really going to change for you. But if you see a lot of activity, this is a great spot to not only see a lot of activity, but also kind of see what people are working on, what they're doing, who they're interacting with. And I'll get into that in later videos where now you can start to target your more ideal audience and stuff like that. It's really just a huge benefiter to you for seeing if somebody's even active, how often are they active, are they active every 2 weeks, are they active every week, is it, every month, is it sporadic? Next in here, you're going to go to your experience. Experience is super important. I wouldn't go more than 3 or 4 bits of experience, right? I have 4 in here. So I have my company right now. I have another company that I'm working with. I'm the host of the Brutally Honest podcast, and then my old job and my old career, right? What I did for them and all that kind of stuff. So this is a great way to kind of tell people, hey, what are you working on? What kind of experience do you have? This is the most important part if you're looking to further your career, or even have the slightest inkling of furthering your career. People will look at this and say, what are you qualified to do? What have you done? And what are you probably capable of doing? This is extremely beneficial for recruiters and business owners, because if they're looking to hire somebody and they're active on here, that's great, because then they know most of their information is probably going to be very accurate. So making sure you spend some time and sinking your teeth into the experience area is tremendously important. Next, you're going to have your education. Do not put, non-accredited things on there. If it's an accredited agency or it's a certification program or something like that, something where you get a solid piece of paper that is going to tell people what you do, how you do it, and your qualifications for it, that is what belongs here. If you do not fall into any of those categories, do not put those in here, right? If you go to trade school, perfect. But if you took, an online course about LinkedIn, let's say, that does not qualify for going in here. It's not saying it's not worth it, but it just does not qualify for going in here. If you watched a YouTube video on how to make money, how to flip real estate, that doesn't qualify as education. So if it's accredited or anything like that, that should go in here. If it's not accredited, or you're not getting a certification or some kind of thing that you could say, hey, I'm qualified or licensed to do something, it doesn't belong in there. That's just the most bare bones basic rules of LinkedIn. Next is going to be your license and certifications, right? So certified in firefighter 1, I'm an Eagle Scout, and I was also a EMT. Now you're probably wondering, hey, if this is expired, why is it on your profile? It's very important that people know that, hey, just because I'm not anymore, I wasn't in the past, and I'm capable of learning, I'm capable of doing all of these things, and doesn't mean I'm not going to go get it, again, right? Next, we have volunteer experience. So I'm an ex-captain of rescue, ex-lieutenant of rescue. Actually, lieutenant of rescue as I'm putting this up, but I'm just going to keep this as is for now. Certified, all my certifications in here. Now, these certifications aren't found on LinkedIn. Is it good for LinkedIn to know about them? Yes and no. Is it going to help me more than hurt me? Probably. I don't really need to worry about anything, but it's good that people know, hey, I have a well-rounded personality, right? It's not just business and digital marketing. It's all of these different things. So good to have. Next is skills and endorsements. Changed these not so long ago for, I believe, another video I did. But inbound marketing, social media, search engine optimization, right? Those are all really good. An easy way to get endorsements is just simply ask people. If somebody connects with you, be like, hey, by the way, if you found any value in this, please endorse me. Also, feel free to ask for recommendations, right? I've gotten a handful of recommendations. I have also given a lot of recommendations. Super easy spot to just verify who you are and what you do. It's not very difficult. It takes people 10 or 15 minutes to write a recommendation. The people don't just write them. You have to ask for them. That is the catch. Nobody's just going to write you a recommendation. You need to say, hey, if I did a good job, can you write me a recommendation? And they'll say yes or no. They'll give it to you or they won't give it to you. So most of the time, if somebody says yes, you got a 50-50 shot because they get busy. Things happen. Don't worry about it if you don't get a recommendation. It took me forever to get these recommendations because I knew that these people wanted to give them to me. It just was an easier way to it's harder to track them down than it is to get it, believe it or not. Next is going to be accomplishments, right? I went through some sales training right here. My organizations, Boom Business Network, Kappa Sigma Fraternity. I could probably add a couple more in there, and I will over time. Honor and award, I got a unit citation in my fire department. You know, is it important? Yes and no. All of these, but it does help. You know, I've made connections because I'm a fraternity member. I've made connections because I was a part of the Boom Business Network. People have looked at me and said, oh, you know Sandler. Okay, great. You know, we immediately have that trust. We immediately know that, you know, you have sales training and I have sales training. You know, we could still have that volley of going back and forth, but we both know what we're doing instead of just kind of picking up the pieces and hoping for the best. Next is going to be your interests. So I've labeled a bunch of interests down here and all that kind of stuff. Does it help? Not really. LinkedIn just likes to see what kind of interests you have because in there it'll recommend different articles and stuff like that. But for example, having Farmingdale State College, I've had a bunch of alumni from Farmingdale reach out and connect to me. Same thing with the Kappa Sigma fraternity and, you know, other groups, right? People just want to reach out because they want to know that we have a common mutual interest, right? You know, we've done something, we've experienced something together, and now they want to go forward with building that relationship further. And that's pretty much a walkthrough of a LinkedIn. That's really it. And I'm going to just show you guys one really, really good LinkedIn, and I'm going to find a really bad one because I know somebody that has a really good LinkedIn off the top of my head. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to search him really quick. David Alto has a phenomenal LinkedIn, right? So he tells you about who he is, what he does. He has LinkedIn Premium, right? That's what that little logo means. Same thing, open to job opportunities, right? Looking for contract work and stuff like that. Providing coach and mentoring services. Advancing business with personal solutions. Phone number, all that kind of good stuff. Immediately ability to have a message to him. And what's David's top skill? Is it recruiting? Is it hiring? Is it customer satisfaction? Store management, right? So I'll do recruiting because he's really good at getting people jobs. Highlights, 34 mutual connections. About, what's he all about, right? This is his profile. This is how he breaks his entire thing out. And then he's got his companies and pages that he either gives away or something like that. So tremendously powerful. Next is going to be his articles and activities, all well filled out, right? You know, he published an article, all of that kind of stuff. Experience is phenomenal. It's well written. I like the emojis because it just pops. It makes your profile stand out from others, right? He's got a great little breakdown of what he's done. He's even got more experience than I would even recommend, but it's fine. He's had more careers than I have. Education, right? Breaks down exactly what he's done and all that kind of jazz. License and certifications, right? He got a license and certification from Udemy. It was certified. And then volunteer experience. What is he doing in his volunteer life? Skills and endorsements, 99 plus, 99 plus, 99 plus. You know, it speaks volumes having 99 plus. Has he asked for those? Probably. Is that a bad thing? Not at all. He's probably helped a lot of these people. And then recommendations. He's received 53. That is an incredible number. He just got one the other day. So that's huge. That's huge. Now, is he asking for those? He may or may not be asking for those. I might need to ask for those. I might need to speak to David and say, hey, David, give me some advice on that, because has it helped you grow on LinkedIn, yes or no? And then interests, right? Breaks down his interests. Super, super important to have that. And then we're going to go find a bad profile, because bad profiles are literally a dime a dozen here. So nobody that comes up inside your newsfeed is probably going to have a bad profile. But in here, if we go through... let's just go through Joe's, right? I don't know who Joe is. His profile is actually pretty decent, and I could tell right off the bat, right? He's got a good headshot. He doesn't have a background image. It says financial advisor. Now, they have to play by a different book of rules, but Vanderbilt Financial Group, who he's with, highlights, you know, he's Joe, his little about section, right? This is actually pretty well built. I'm genuinely surprised at how good this is. He just needs to update a couple things on his profile, and he's already way further ahead than he was. What he does, education, right? License and certifications, skills and endorsements, honors and accomplishments, and interests. That's a good profile. It's not bad. It needs a little bit of work, but not bad. Let's see who else has got a bad profile here. You could always tell because they don't have a background image. For some reason, people don't put background images on there. And you could always tell also because the headlines aren't that good. So let's check out Brandon here. What's his... Okay, so he's got a little blurb about himself. He's got a good profile picture. He's missing a background. Vice president at Jesus Corporation Corp. So went to Farmingdale State College. A little bit about him. Projects, experience, not filled out, could be filled out, could be broken down to say, hey, what he's done at these companies and stuff like that. That's really where you're going to get the success, is telling people what you've done. Like, you filled these out, but didn't fill these out for whatever reason. And then education, right? Bachelor's degree in construction engineering technology, certifications, FDNY certificate of fitness, fire guard, whatever that might be, right? Not my language, but could be speaking to his ideal connections. Skills and endorsements, right? 45, concrete, construction, perfect projects. So not bad. You're going to find a lot more good profiles than you are bad profiles, but every once in a while you get somebody that needs some help on their profile. So this was 15 minutes. This is a walkthrough of things that you need to look for and stuff like that when you do your profile and that kind of stuff. It's very important. So I'm going to leave you guys with that much information. I hope you guys found this valuable. If you guys have not already, hit that subscribe button. I do genuinely appreciate it. Other than that, I will see you guys later. Take care. Bye.